Now we're in a whole new thing. Let's see. Not this way. This looks fun. Stun gun batteries. Room looks like Jed. It's more than just a resemblance. Dad's not sleeping in the bed, though. Must see diary on the bed. The writing, is it Dad's diary, or why would it be here? I sometimes have the sense that even now that girl is a reincarnation of Alyssa. I don't worry about it much now. That's all forgiven. You were unloved, Cheryl, or was that Alessa? Now Cheryl is Alessa again. No matter whose reincarnation she may have been, that girl was my most beloved treasure. But that name was a mistake. At the time, I thought of her only as a replacement for my lost Cheryl. When she knows the truth, will she feel bad? That's what worries me. So I was Alyssa after all, but I do have just a trace of one more memory left. I haven't forgotten my sweet and gentle mother. Yep. Okay. This is a corpse chute. That's important here. I haven't looked too closely. I don't want to think about it. Door's open. There's someone wrapped in a bag. Nope, they're definitely dead. Just looking at something over here. Shotgun shells. We'll take them. Crazy mix-up world. Got used to things. Easy for me to say they're totally disgusting. I feel like I'm going crazy myself sooner or later. I might even already be crazy. Who knows? There it is. Pick up the card, please. There we go. Hanged Man. Still don't know where to use them. That's kind of the thing. So we have to find where those go. Can't even access that door. Nothing there. Okay. Loud bugs are back. Oof. Okay. Alright, so there's one more doorway back at that way, but we have to use the elevator to get up anyways, so... Just run across. Again, we're trying to avoid the enemies, because you don't want to kill too many of them, otherwise you get bad ending. Crying is back. Hey, there's our friend. Mr. Turn the Wheel. Yep. Getting a little assistance from the sad girl. What I find funny about the footprints is, if you look at these footprints, like, look at it compared to Heather's shoe size, right? So that's like Heather's shoe size, and she's 17. So if this is supposed to be a little girl, it's kind of funny, because it's like that little girl must have huge feet. Ah, this room should look familiar too. Something stuck in the book. Tarot card. The Fool. This book. I feel like I have read it, but at the same time I don't want to. Good. A glopholis? Red liquid or crystals resembling blood. According to the Kabbalah, the name is taken from an herb with the power to dispel evil spirits. It is said to grow in Arabian deserts. So, this we'll talk about in just a second. It may be vaporized or applied as a poultice to guard against demons. It's powerful, but it is rare and is extremely difficult to obtain. So that, I believe, is a reference to the liquid that is used in 24 years ago. Dahlia used me to summon a god. God wasn't in my womb, but I couldn't deliver her. Okay. Then I was shut up here in this hospital room. Stayed here until Dad helped me out when I was 14. God ate away at me from within, driving me mad with suffering. There I was, wishing I could just die and be done with it. But I went on living that nightmare for 7 years. Looking at this bed just reminds me of those awful days. I don't want to remember them because I'm not Alessa anymore. But Alessa is still me, and I'm really not trying to deny it or anything. But I believe that crystal liquid stuff that they're talking about in that book is the stuff that they use to force the Samael out of Alessa in the first game, which again is the canonical ending. That's part of the reason why I'm going for the good endings, is because in a lot of cases those are the canonical ones. Now, what's interesting is Silent Hill 2, there's talks that the good ending is actually not the canonical ending. There's actually 3 endings. There's like a good, like a meh, it's not like bad, but it's not good, and then there's like a bad ending. And there's a lot of talk that the bad ending might actually be the canonical ending for Silent Hill 2, but so far as I know, there's not been a confirmation of anything. I think the developers talked about like what was supposed to happen, but that just because it was supposed to be that way doesn't mean that is in theory the way it turned out to be. So okay, this is where we need to use the cards. Okay, this is our drawing book. By the way, this is how 7-year-old version of Alessa, Cheryl, Heather, whatever name you want to use, led Harry around. Front cover here is a picture of Dad. Really awful work. What's this doing here? The door sure does rattle, but it's stuck tight. A secret is hidden out of your sight. You may be thinking, what else could it be? You'll need 5 magic cards if you want to see. What to do then with all these? I'll tell you straight and won't tease, just as long as you say please. Now, the first thing you must know is that there's something in each row. Okay. But that it is not half of it. 3 would be too hard to fit. The upside down man under the ground, to his right, to his left, there's no one around. Leave him alone, though his tears are profound. The moon is up above the sky, full or crescent floating high. Twinkling light sits like a crown on the head of a crazy clown. Your Excellency, praying to a god most high, do you think you can tell me why you always look up at the night sky? Do you have it now? You didn't forget one major point you must not omit, and now the last before you take a whack. Here's one more hint to help you keep on track. Scary and hateful, that thing in the night. Better be careful, it's not on your right. Turn to the left and you'll keep it in sight. So you'll open the door. I'm just sure that there'll be nothing beyond it but frightening peril. Forget about that. Just stay and play, or else I'll be left here alone all day. So that is the hint for the puzzle to the door. Another note from Harry. She's just beyond this door. I don't know how, but I can sense it. And she's not the only one there. I sense the presence of something extremely dangerous, even sickening, or maybe what they call God. Nevertheless, I will open the door. Enough of this idle chit-chat. God, I'm not... but fully intend to save her. No, them. Last entry was written some 17 years ago. Looks like Dad wrote this, too. Closet, meaningless to me. And there's the purple dress that Cheryl Alessa has seen wear. Smiled and laughed all day. In short, everything we never had. For some reason, she always drew monsters like this when she was alone. Monsters when you're alone. Oh, brass key, is that what that said? Sorry. Also, we only have 4 cards, so we know we need at least one more. Was the model for my old room key? No, it wasn't me. Alessa wrote this a long time ago. That chapel altar. It wasn't that one beautiful chapel. It was some other altar somewhere else. Okay, so we're gonna save here. Gotta readjust to my chair. Alessa's room. Okay, so we're looking for one more card. I think we probably know. Remember, little Claudia always had a hard time winning. That made her cry, so... some sort of landscape. Where was it again? It doesn't matter. But yeah. A lot of information there, but... as you can tell from the map, there's only one door we haven't checked. Okay, so we're gonna go up. I take that back. There were 2 doors that we hadn't checked. Actually, I think we checked that one, but that's fine. I'm gonna go left. The last door. Ow. Check our health again. Okay. No, I think this last door is the one we didn't check. It's broken. Alright, I don't think we can go down a floor. I think it just goes up between these floors, up and down. We'll find out here in a second. Yeah. There was one locked door in this area. And it's all the way on the other side, so running we go. Come on. Go through here, then we'll take a left. Then okay. Left. Should be through this door. No light. Could just be able to walk by our friend here. Missed the door because we're blind. Oh god, it's doing the thing. So this has auto lock on. If you didn't know, so if you push X and you're too close to an enemy, it will like try to lock on to shoot the enemy because it thinks that's what you're trying to do. So you might notice that the world is doing some weird stuff right now. Probably should have saved. Alright, can we just wiggle on past you there, friend? Nope. Okay. My bad. Okay, I don't know where you came from, but some dude just came up and slapped us on the back. So now we're in the classroom. There's a letter stuck here too. Let's see. There's a girl named Alessa in my class. If your memory is any good, you may remember her. She's the one I said they called a witch. Most likely her mother is abusing her. I never seen her come in without some sort of scrape or bruise. Her expression is pitifully dark for a 6-year-old. Something like this may not be so uncommon. Rather than coming up with pointless ideas, it's better to just watch and wait. But isn't there something I can do to help? I'm considering consulting a lawyer, but I do have my reservations. That's why I thought I'd ask you, my friend, for your opinion first. K. Gordon. So, this is the desk that has witch scribbled all over it. One of the words. Go home, drop dead, thief. This used to be Alessa's. I mean, this was my desk once upon a time. So again, that's something that we saw in Silent Hill 1. Is there a tarot card on this desk? Oh no, it's just a weird square. Classroom resolutions doesn't say anything about abandoning your friends or scribbling on their desks. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna use this as a way. Is it in the desk? Tiny chair. I can't sit in it anymore. Thank God. So, if you can't tell, this is definitely going through some memories. We're learning more about Alessa here. Tape deck. We have a tape. If I can get to the right menu. Which we didn't have a whole lot of information.
What happened here 17 years ago?
On Alessa.
You've been here a long time. You must have heard some details.
A group of pagans, blinded by earthly desires, spit in the very face of God. They tried to use the seal of Metatron to prevent God's awakening. But God drove the unbelievers away and threw them into the abyss. But due to their wickedness, God was unable to be born properly. And so, she has slumbered ever since, in the womb of the Holy Mother, until the time of the awakening. That's all that I know.
That's it, huh? Well, thanks.
Father Vincent.
Other Vincent.
I heard that the Holy Mother has been found. Is it true?
Alessa has been found? Did Claudia say that?
Yes.
Then it must be true. Her sight rarely fails her.
Bless the Lord.
Maybe it's because of her great faith. But I could never be like her. I wouldn't want to.
Nor I. The truth is, Sister Claudia frightens me a little.
Only a little, huh?
Well now, let's both show our faith by forgetting about this little talk, okay?
Yes, but does that mean this land will finally be the home of eternal paradise?
If God wills it, my sister. If God wills it.
Bro, remember how we were told that he's on our side? What are these letters? No, baby, a bunch of suggestions. People are starting to voice their dissatisfaction about Father Vincent using the organization's money for his own personal benefit. I've also heard rumors that Father Vincent has been extorting donations from some followers. Is he really the right person for such a position? I'm in no place to deny all he's done to make the organization grow. Even though we believe in God, if there were some sort of gathering, wouldn't we be valued not for our limited talents, but our talkativeness? Not a word. But for the depth of our faith. LS. Interesting. Bother, Vincent. Okay, got a door across. There's something in this room, but I gotta avoid these guys. This might have just actually been a kill room. Nothing important. Fair enough. Still looking for one more tarot card. It's got to be in this area. There it is. High Priestess. So what's this? It's just a candle. Is it, though? Name Claudia Wolf is written very small on the cover. Looks like it's her, this is her diary. November 10th. She didn't die then. She was born. I knew that for a fact. But then why haven't I found her yet? They were supposed to need her power to build paradise for the happiness of the people. She was supposed to be reborn for that. I'd really like to see her. November 14th. Read the Book of Praise. I want to thank Father for lending me such an invaluable book. I found what I'd been searching for in there. How to awaken God, but it is much too cruel. Will I be able to pull it off when I see her? November 16th. I was free all day, so I read A Modern History of Refugees and Young Slaves' Child Exploitation. I don't want to be a mere bystander in this world. I can't do anything now, though. That's what's hard. Then, old birthday card. So she was hanging on to this. Happy birthday. To little Claudia, happy 6th birthday. I love you as if you were my real sister. Here's to you. Okay. We got the card. Now we got to get all the way back down and put the cards in their spots. So, we follow this all the way. Just all the way to the dead end. Just gotta avoid our little punchy friend. Of course you're blocking the door. Why would you... Ow! Why would you not be blocking the door? He had to give us one big pat on the back before leaving. What a pain in my butt. Go get him. Slap this right on the ground. Okay. I gotta be careful because this area also has monsters again. It's very hard to see the door in there. Okay, so we got left. Still should have our little friend there. Okay. And just right. Take the elevator down. And there is a save before the door, so... Because if I remember correctly, once we go through the door, there's like a chase sequence with the red fog. Again, and then I think we'll be either at the end of the game or pretty dang close to the end of the game. So, we'll be finishing this up shortly. Which means, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, next Sunday we'll be jumping into Silent Hill 4, which ought to be a trip. Again, I'm going to try for the good ending, but Silent Hill 4 is that can be notoriously wonky in a lot of aspects, so it's actually very easy to get bad ending. But we will try our best. We'll absolutely try our best to get the good ending of Silent Hill 4. And then remember, after 4, we're going to kind of backtrack a little bit. So we'll do 4, and then we'll do Origins, which is a little bit of a backtrack, because I think Origins came out either after 3 or... It was technically a PSP game, but it does have a PS2 port, which is what we'll be playing. And then after that, we'll go back forward-ish for Shattered Memories, and then finish out with Homecoming and Downpour. So, so if you're wondering the order in which we'll be playing them, that's basically the order. So. Alright, now we got to figure out this puzzle. I don't remember this one being too difficult. I remember this, I think I've looked up what this is on hard, and this one on hard I think is probably one of the hardest puzzles in the game. Okay. The first thing you must know, that there is something in each row. So there's 3 rows. It's a 3x3 grid. But that's not half of it. 3 would be too hard to fit. So I think that what that means is there's 2 in one row, because there's 5 total cards, right? So you'd have to have multiple in rows, but I don't think any row will have 3. I think that's what I mean. Okay, upside down is in the ground, and there's no one to his left and right. So let's go ahead and we'll skip the rest of that. Because I think once you place the card, you can do that. Yeah, okay. So, we can go Hanged Man, use, and he should be here, because it's nothing to his left and right. And now, of course, now all the cards are active, but... So we know that's our guarantee, so we have to work from there, I think, essentially. Leave him alone, his tears are profound. The moon is above the sky, full or crescent floating high. Twinkling light sits like a crown on the head of a crazy clown. Okay. So... that means we know the moon is on top of the Fool. We might have to move these around, but this is just a rough placement. And yes, the placement does change depending on difficulty. If you're wondering about the difficulty of the riddles, all of this changes. How it's described to you and all of that stuff. Okay. Let's see. Your Excellency, praying to God Most High, do you think you can tell me why you look up at the night sky? Okay. Scary and hateful, the thing in the night. Better be careful it's not on your right. Turn to the left and you'll keep it in sight. Okay. So, I think what that means is this, if I remember correctly, it's this, that. There we go. Yeah, so they're looking up at the night, but it says nothing to the right, right? So that means there has to be a space to the right of the eye. And we know that the priestess is below the eye because it looks up at the sky. And then we know the moon's on top of the Fool. And since we need that space, we know it's there. And then none of them have 3 in the same row. So, yeah. That one's not too bad. That one's not too bad. Like I said, I think on hard, it's like... it's a little rough. It's a little rough. Okay.